Hey guys, it's Zeffie. I know I did introduce myself as Morgan within my introduction video, which is, pretty valid. That is my given birth name. But I have decided to start becoming a lot more actively involved with the online, social media, whatever you want to call it, pagan community. And in order to separate that part of my life from the rest of my everyday life, the lights are going out, excuse me. Our fan thing is kind of weird. Anyway, I decided to start going by my magical name, there it goes again, in order to keep those parts of my life separate. So, like I said, I'm Zeffie. I will have a video on my main channel, my own personal one, which I have started to put up. I'll have that linked down below, and it'll explain how that name came to be. So for week 100, now technically 101, for the Starting Out Solitary Collaborative, we have a series of questions that we are encouraged to answer. I'm going to try to do as many of them as I can. So I'm going to get right into it. They're all on my desktop right here. If you weren't a practicing pagan, how do you feel this would have changed your life? I can't necessarily say how if I wasn't a practicing pagan, how it would have changed my life, but I can definitely get into the ways paganism has changed my life, or have changed my life, excuse me. I have a lot of anxiety, and I do feel like it's a little more manageable. I feel like I'm able to ground a little more effectively. And then as embarrassing as this is, I used to be terrified of storms. And not like, oh, they make me jump, which is true, I'm a very jumpy person. Sorry, I keep playing with my hair, I just got it done today and I'm kind of digging it. I'm also, thunder and lightning, I would jump and scream and shake like a chihuahua. I mean, it was not okay, and I'm about to turn 22, so it's really embarrassing, but I do find that I can look at thunder and lightning as more of a natural energy exchange, and a lot of, paganism is devoted around the idea of energy, so I just look at it that way. Name one go-to pagan YouTuber you enjoy watching and why. Alright, so I actually have a few. As I have mentioned before, my personal practice is very heavily influenced, or it is Wiccan, but it's also extremely heavily influenced by hoodoo, voodoo, conjure, root work, folk magic, things of that sort. And I do live in the Midwest, and it's very, very difficult for me to find people who are into that. I know one person who definitely, definitively is. Everyone else is kind of like a mixed match. It's hard for me to get an education, through human contact. Based on that, it's really been a lot of books, but I do have some people on YouTube that I love, that I enjoy, who are more hoodoo and voodoo based, them being Three Hoodoo Sisters, Mystic at the Crossroads, Everyday Conjure, and Botanica Havana. I love them all so very much. I can say the first person related to paganism that I ever did follow on YouTube was my Karamia, so QWitch772, love her to pieces. And then actually a big giant shout out I wanted to give to one of the other women on the collaborative. Now I do love everybody who is on the collab. I think they are fantastic. Excuse me. And I do subscribe to all of them personally, and they are absolutely amazing, and I love watching their stuff. But really, Katey Flowers is actually the one who got me interested in starting out solitary, and she is the one who kind of led me to find these videos in this channel. So thank you so much, girl. Let's see. Something I still want or need to learn in the craft. I'd love to learn Thebes. Right now it's really not in the books for me. I'm starting to pick up astrology, so getting a little more into that would be great. So yeah, there's that. The funniest question, comment, reaction to, or about my path I received from someone who wasn't pagan. Oh my god. So, I sage everything. I do not put on jewelry specifically unless it has been saged. If I'm like trying something on at a store, or I'm buying it, or I'm buying something at a store, or I'm like borrowing a piece of jewelry for a friend for a night out, I'm not gonna have to sage it. I'm not gonna sage it for that. But if I'm actually buying a piece of jewelry for myself, I will always sage it. And I sage everything. I sage, my space a lot, and that's just kind of who I am. So I was getting together with a group of people around the holidays, and I received from one of them a big bag of sage, and I was so happy with it. But one of them was very close-minded, and they just kind of rolled their eyes. They did whatever. They weren't happy with it. So later on, this person was talking about how they'd own a business. I'm trying not to give things too away, but they'd owned a business, and they weren't a fan of minorities, and they went through all the minorities that they weren't a fan of, and they specifically mentioned Hondurans. And I don't know why I took offense to that, but I think it was the fact they specifically mentioned, a specific ethnicity. So I just kind of sat there, and I think I rolled my eyes at the person, and this individual turns to me and goes, "What? Are you going to put a curse on me and hex me or something so my business folds?" And without thinking, I turn to this person and say, "Is that a challenge?" And this person's jaw drops, eyes bug out, and the person starts freaking out. Everyone around me starts laughing, and oops, I have a big mouth, and I tend to say things without thinking. I am the queen of verbal diarrhea. It just kind of happens. Probably not the greatest person to give the face of paganism for little comments like that, but oh well. Are there any influences from whatever religion I grew up with my family that shaped my belief or practices now? Yes, absolutely, definitely, which is why I feel that voodoo and hoodoo are very close to me, because they do incorporate saints and things of that sort. I actually grew up in a Catholic household. I can also say that I do definitely believe in an Abrahamic devil. It's a big no. I don't want to say it's a no-no, but it's not a thing that really is in, traditional paganism. They generally do not believe in a devil, but I do. I don't know if it's left over, or I think part of it is also I do believe in polarity. So you have, God and goddess, which are, good and on top, and they have those things. I guess they themselves are polarity because they're masculine versus feminine energy, but you have, the good, but then why is there not a bad? So I do definitely 100% see an Abrahamic Satan, or at least a ringleader of negativity. I guess that's the best way I want to put it. And then, what's the other one? How do I deal with the general public's perception of witchcraft, paganism, Wicca, whatever else tradition I'm involved with? I don't run out and announce it. If it comes up in conversation, or if I find ways to sneak it in with someone I feel comfortable with, absolutely, it'll come up. And I explain things kind of, I know, as assimilative as I can. I do find that my personality, I try to find ways that different world religions and cultures and groups are very similar as opposed to separate. For instance, we see a lot of, within the media and the culture, we see a lot of people trying to make Islam and Christianity very different. But I will also point out that as much as you think of Islamic women wearing hijabs or other, head coverings of whatever sort, which, by the way, all Islamic women do not have to do. That is a personal choice. We think of that, but at the same time, when was the last time you saw a picture of the Virgin Mary depicted without some sort of head covering on? Little things like that I think are fantastic. So I'll try to use things like that to kind of make things seem more mainstream. I will bring up how a lot of Christian holidays have a lot of pagan history and a lot of, pagan origins and beginnings. I'll do that. I also don't wear a lot of pagan jewelry, I noticed. I will wear my triple moon, which is cool because not a lot of people know exactly what that is. Or I'll just explain it's about a balance of energy. You can't have, there's coming in, coming out, and then actually having. There's that. Or I don't wear a pentacle a lot. I do wear one on my pinky finger almost all the time. It's really tiny, it's small, it's feminine, and most people don't really notice that. It's not some big, gaudy, giant, star in the center of a circle. So yeah, that's it. I'll leave my stuff down below for the new channel. Thank you so much for watching. Can't wait to make another video for you guys. Toodles.